Yes, everyone, you know what time it is. It's your boys Jack and Dave here, and we are going to be giving our reactions to the different channel creators' predictions ahead of our clash with AZ Alkmaar this Thursday in the Europa League. Troy Parrott's team is traveling down to London, and we'll see if we can make it 3 wins and three in this Europa League, a tournament that holds a lot of hope for me, one that I'm very hopeful that Spurs can go deep into. But before we get into it, everybody, if you can for us, smash that like button. Do check out the channels of these different creators, please, everybody. Show them some support, show them some love. They make these videos possible for us. And also, before we get started, we're going to take a quick look at the league table, which, of course, Marlon from Spurs Kings TV has put together for us. We have Lee, the Dorset Spur, sitting very high and mighty at the top of the table on 9 points so far. He's been getting some of these win predictions right. And the more that Spurs win, probably the more that Lee continues to get these predictions right. We also have Kate in second on 8. Dermot on 6, Sonny on 5 points, and then Marlon on 5. Marlon, you've done a very good service to us by putting these tables together, but you need to get higher and higher up that table and you need to start predicting some wins, my friend. But everybody, let's get into it. Everybody, we're going to get started with Sonny Snelling from Sonny Talk Spurs, and we'll see what he has to say ahead of our clash with AZ Alkmaar.
On Dave and Jack, it's Sonny from Sonny Talk Spurs, and you want to know my prediction ahead of our Europa League clash against AZ Alkmaar. Not the best side from the Netherlands, but they obviously have Troy Parrott up top, who's been very good form actually. So it's a hard one to call because, like most of these European teams, you just don't know what you're going to get. I'd say our two trickiest games of the season have been against Karabag and obviously Ferran Cavaros, or is that how to pronounce it? I don't know. But AZ Alkmaar. The last two games, I said we're going to roll both these teams over. We haven't. I'm going to go for 2-0. I just think that would make sense. Troy Parrott keeping quiet.
2-0 makes sense to Sonny, and thanks for putting in the video, Sonny, and thanks for taking the time out of your day to put this in for us. But Dave, 2-0. He's saying AZ Alkmaar aren't the strongest in the Eredivisie. He is right. I think they're sitting around like 5th or 6th spot in the league, just behind Feyenoord, or maybe equal on points with Feyenoord. Troy Parrott, though, is in a decent bit of form. Maybe he might score against us coming back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But 2-0 prediction there from Sonny.
Yeah, look, I think 2-3-0 is probably about right. I think we'll probably make a load of changes. We'll see what we've seen in other games where it might take them a little bit to, sort of gel with each other. And then once they do, we'll probably push on to get win. But I'm not afraid of AZ Alkmaar. I mean, I think the Dutch league, to be honest, outside 3 teams, I think is a glorified League of Ireland. And Troy Parrott, he didn't bring that form over into international break. So, we're Tottenham Hotspur. We sold him for a reason. I don't really see him causing us too many problems.
League of Ireland. So a bunch of David Von Harrises running around in the League of Ireland then in the Dutch case. But everybody check out Sonny Snelling's channel, check out Sonny Talk Spurs, and show his channel some love, please. And now let's move on over to the perfect match. No longer just a girl who loves Spurs. It is now the perfect match. Kate's channel as well as Jimbo's channel. Let's see what Kate has to say.
Good morning, Dave and Jack over there at the Irish Hotspur. Make sure everyone's liking this video and subscribing to their amazing channel. It's Kate from The Perfect Match giving my prediction for the European game on Thursday against AZ Alkmaar. First of all, just got to big up the boys for that wonderful win at the weekend against Wet Spam. Nothing like bursting bubbles on a Saturday afternoon. And always good to see a fire drill in the away end just after half time as well. So yeah, big up the boys for that. Nothing worse than losing to West Ham, let's be honest. But AZ Alkmaar on Thursday poses a different challenge. Although we've been inconsistent this year so far, I do feel that this season the one consistency we have had has been in Europe, and I expect that consistency to continue this week. I'm not going to do us to keep a clean sheet because, we don't like to do that often. But I am going to go for a 1-3 victory to the mighty Spurs. I do expect to see some changes. Kulu probably going to get a rest. Maybe some youngsters brought in. Werner will probably start. But I'm going to go 2 goals for Dom Solanke and 1 goal for Lucas Bergvall. And like I say, the wins to continue and the good vibes to keep on vibing. But as always, guys, come on, you Spurs.
Great finish from Kate there. Great come on, you Spurs. She's expecting 2 from the Dom Solanke. She's expecting goals in this one, and she's expecting the winning form to continue. And I'm pretty sure lots of other Spurs fans are as well. And everybody do check out her lovely channel, The Perfect Match, and show some support to her and Jimbo. But Dave, anything to take away from Kate's prediction there?
Yeah, I love the humiliation of West Ham there. Like I said earlier on, Jack, there's levels to this game. One team sings about blowing bubbles, and the other actually plays champagne football. So levels to this game. But I question, will Dom Solanke start up front, or will he even be in the squad for this game, Jack? Now that Richarlison's back fit, Will Lancashire will probably come on the bench as well. So I have a feeling Dom Solanke might miss this one out and be fully ready to go for Sunday's game against Palace.
Yeah, maybe he might give some minutes to Richarlison, so it could be 2 goals from Big Richie instead of 2 goals from the big Dom
True. That make
Solanke.
Jimbo happy.
Yeah, he loves some Richie, and I do as well. Any of the strikers that we have at the moment, I'm totally in love with. But big up to Kate, and do show some love to her channel, please. The Perfect Match. But let's get on over to Marlon, the man who puts the league table together, the man that needs to make a climb up that league table. Let's check him out from Spurs Kings TV. Let's see what Marlon has to say.
Nice t-shirt.
Dave, Jack, hope you're all well. It's Marlon from Spurs Kings TV. I am so happy I was wrong. Wow, I didn't see that coming, I have to admit. But I didn't know. Look, like I said, I was going with my head, but my heart, I should have gone with my heart on the day. And I did say we were better than them. I just, at the moment, I just don't know what you're going to get with Ange at the moment. It's a bit Jekyll and Hyde. However, it is the prediction for Alkmaar. Look, I'm gonna go against the grain again, and I've got more reasons to this. We've won the first 2 games. Alkmaar won 1, lost 1. It's in Holland. I don't think Ange will go as strong, so this is why my prediction is gonna be I'm gonna predict a 1-0 loss. And the reason why I'm predicting a 1-0 loss is because I think we'll be missing quite a few first teamers. Now, hold that, scrap that. No, because I just thought James Maddison's going to play. Maybe he will help us going forward and Richarlison's back. No, scrap what I just said. I'm going for a 2-2. 2-2. See, look, I'm questioning myself. I'm going for a 2-2.
He's getting to his head.
I don't think the lineup will be as strong, but there are players that have got to prove themselves this week. So it'll be interesting to see who plays in defence. I think Pepe Sarr will play, Benton Cole will play, Richarlison will play. Obviously, Werner's going to have to play. We can't play Son. So, yeah, I'm going for a 2-2 draw. Come on, you Spurs.
A 2-2 draw, Dave. He couldn't make his mind up, Marlon, there. He thought a loss. Now he's gone for a draw. By the way, Marlon, we're not actually playing away from home. We are playing at home at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for this one. So I think, if anything, less than a win, I think we'd be pretty upset considering it is going to be a home game and a home fixture. But Dave, yeah, Marlon, it's almost like he's gotten rattled by Ange Postecoglou. He doesn't know what to think anymore.
I've said the last 3 weeks, Jack, the league table's got to his head. He's chopping and changing score lines and everything. He's sounding worse than me on the mic. I'm usually the one that's there with the ums and the ahs and everything else. He's sounding worse than me. But I think we need to bring Marlon on for a conversation, though, Jack, because I feel like he's not behind the project. I feel like he doesn't really believe in what the players are asked to do and stuff like that. And he says we're inconsistent, but we've won 6 of our last 7, and hopefully it continues this week. So I think Marlon might need to reassess where he's at under Ange Postecoglou right now.
Yeah, I think it's just a slow burner when it comes to Ange and Marlon at the moment. It's just going to take a little bit of time for him to really warm up to it. But I don't blame him. We've had a bit of a rocky time before the last 7 games. And I do agree with you. Maybe the last 7 games should have been maybe more of a fuel to be convinced by what's been going on with Ange Postecoglou and the Spurs team. But Marlon right now, he just still needs a bit more convincing, and that's okay. A big win on Thursday night should be able to get him over the line, and maybe another win against Crystal Palace, and then all of a sudden he'll start singing the 3-0s and the 4-0s like Dermotron and some of the rest do. But I agree with you, Dave. I think he's gotten a little too rattled by that league table that he's created. He doesn't know what to predict anymore because he's just desperate to be at the top of it. And who can blame him? I would love to be at the top of that league table as well. But big up to Spurs Kings TV. Show them some support, show them some love, please. But let's head on over to Lee, the Dorset Spur, the man who has traveled to one of the Europa League games, who went over to Hungary to see them play. Wonder if he's headed off Thursday night to check them out. Let's see what he has to say. Let's get that prediction.
Hello boys, prediction time again. Lee, the Dorset Spur, back with my prediction of Tottenham versus AZ Alkmaar. Well, they're not going through a particularly good time at the moment. I think they've lost their last sort of 3 or 4 games, and whereas we're well and truly on the up after beating West Ham in their cup final. Really good to see. I think this is going to be a comfortable win. A comfortable win. It's got to be, right? So I'm going to go with a nice 3-0 win. Brendan Johnson's going to get back on the score sheet, and I think Dominic Solanke will add to that as well. And potentially, Richarlison gets on the pitch, and he might add one. We'll see what happens up the Spurs.
Up the Spurs, and he's hoping for some Richie goals, Dave. Lead the Dorset Spur. Lots of people have shown some love for Richarlison. Maybe not as much now for Solanke. They want to see the other striker start bagging in the goals, and who can blame them, right? I would love to see Richie get some goals and get back into the hearts and the minds of Spurs fans.
Well, I think, these European games, they provide us a good opportunity in terms of if you've got players coming back from injury to get the minutes, in a competitive game, but a game that you should be winning and they should see a lot of the ball. But also, it provides you the opportunity to rest the likes of Dom Solanke, rest the likes of Son, for these games. So when it comes to the back end of the season, when we're still in all these competitions, we have energy in our legs to go again.
Yeah, well said. And
big up Lee. By the way, big up Lee, because I know he's had a lot of work going on around the house lately because of a leak. It's a sprung leak. It's caused him a lot of problems, but he still found the time to send them in. So big up Lee.
Well, he's at the top of the table of this Creator Channel predictions show, and it's not leaking any points by the looks of things. He's gathering more and more points. Big up to Lee the Dorset Spur. Do check out his channel. Please show him some love, show him some support. But now we're going to end it off with, the Tron. What's he going for? 5-0, 6-0, 7-0? Let's see what he has to say.
Double digits.
Hey, this is Dermot, aka Dermotron from thfc till I die, home of Tottenham past, present, and the exciting future under IrishHotspur. And this is my match day prediction for Tottenham Hotspur against AZ and the Europa League, as the Tottenham Hotspur go marching all the way to Bilbao in May for us to win this competition. And look how great West Ham was. It was a great win, 4-1. We move on now to Europe, where it's so important we make it 3 in 3. And the chance for Ange to rest some of the players before the big game on Sunday away to Crystal Palace, which is important as well. I think it's time to use the squad. I think it's time to probably bring in Archie Gray, Bergville, Dragerson, players like that, to give them a little bit of a run out in case we need them for Sunday. You can't drop Kulu at the moment. He's undroppable in the way he's playing. But for me, I'm going for a 5-0 Tottenham win. And that's what I'm going for, 5-0, guys. I'm going for more than I usually do. But it's going to be a win. It's going to be 5-0. On you, Spurs. And Big Ange, we trust. Always.
More than he usually does.
What's going
Love it from Dermotron. More than he usually does, he says. I think that's around what you usually go for, is the 5-0. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh on you, Tron, but I think I've gotten a few 5-0s from you in the past. But everyone show some support, show some love to THFC till I die, and kind of in tune with a lot of the other creators here. He did say that he'd like to see some changes and like to see some players be given some rest and some other players be given some opportunities. So that seems to be the theme of this Creator Channel predictions show, is that a lot of people want to see some changes.
What a difference a few games in Europe makes, Jack, because the first game I was arguing with the Spurs fan base about us having to make changes in these competitions, and now everyone's calling for it. So it's good to see that level heads are prevailing, that we're going into these games, we're expecting to win. In previous years the losses have maybe come back to haunt us, but I think as this competition slowly progresses, I think the arrogance will come back into the Spurs fan base, which I'm super excited about. And I agree with you. I think I've definitely heard 5-0 out of Dermotron's mouth before. That's what made me giggle. I think it's what he usually does. Not an out of the norm there, Dermo, but that's why we love you, my man.
And everybody do check out THFC till I die. Get him some support, get us some love, get him over the 2,000 mark, please. He's near the 2,000 subs, so let's hope we can get him over the line. But we'll see you later, everybody. We'll see you for the we'll see you for the big game day on Thursday. Smash that like button on your way out, and do check out these people's respective channels. But we'll see you next time. Come on, you Spurs. In the Big Ange we trust. We never stop.